Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beat Your Addictions. You know, if you're really interested in this show, which I hope you are, follow us, subscribe to us, share it to your friends because we give a lot of the latest information on how to help people with addiction, depression, anxiety. And it's so important to share this information. This is evidence based. It's not just somebody making this stuff up, a lot of science behind everything and a lot of success stories. And one of those success stories today is my lovely wife, who's not only beautiful on the outside, but also on the inside, and who has suffered from depression for over about 43 years. She's been on medications, add this, take away that. I mean, it's like a roller coaster ride that hardly ever gave up. And we've been searching to help her. And, I do a lot of alternative medicine. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I couldn't do with hers because she has a kidney transplant and a lot of the amino acids and things like that we couldn't do. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Michelle. And
Oh, good
why don't you say
morning.
your experience with
Okay.
ketamine?
Oh, my experience with ketamine. Well, first of all, we have to tell the audience what ketamine is.
Okay.
Okay. Ketamine, how I was explained, is an anesthetic used in small dosages, helps to treat depression and anxiety. What it does is it builds neurons in the brain where depression and anxiety lack these neurons. The ketamine builds them. So for me, I've been on medications for over 40 years. I started my depression when I was 17 years old. I didn't feel right, didn't want to get up in the morning, felt anxiety, felt less than, felt no self esteem, walked around in silence, didn't tell anybody how I was feeling for the shame of feeling this way, not thinking anybody would understand. How could a girl like me, a beautiful young girl who comes from a loving family, who has everything, has a boyfriend, has friends, has everything anybody would want to have in life, why would a girl like me be depressed? So I lived in silence for a long time. And I believe, from doing the ketamine and talking with the coaches there, I believe my depression was triggered by a trauma that I wasn't even aware was a trauma until I revisited the trauma doing ketamine. I had a job when I was 17 years old, and I won't go into the whole story because that'll take like hours, but I shoplifted and got caught and got fired, and I was humiliated. And that had such a terrifying effect on me. I had such shame and such guilt and such embarrassment, and never talked about the feelings where if I went for therapy then and processed what I was going through, my feelings, maybe it wouldn't have led to such a bad depression. Depression runs in my family. My grandmother had it, her mother had it, my mother had it, my brother has it. So I always thought it was hereditary, which yes, it might be, but it was triggered from something. So from 17 years old, I started getting this depression on and off. And at age 22, I did my first suicide attempt. That's when I went for help. Nobody knew how bad I was feeling. I went to a psychopharmacologist. He told me there is medicine I could take and I'm going to be cured. And I thought I found God. And he put me on antidepressants. I believed it was Elavil back then. We're talking 40 something years ago. And I felt better. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. A month later, I felt down again. So they upped it. So they downed it. So they added. So for the next 40 years, this was my life, up and down with the medications, adding, taking away, doing everything, but everything was medication. I mean, I went to therapy. It didn't work. Nothing worked. I then later on in life, when I met John, he's into all these alternative medicines. I tried amino acids. I tried acupuncture. I've tried everything and nothing worked. Maybe something would last for a little bit and then it would go away. And the kidney transplant was caused because I was on lithium for 20 years. And although they took lithium levels, they never checked my kidney function. So the lithium caused my kidneys to shut down. And that's why I needed a transplant. So the medications, I'm not saying medications are bad. Medications are good for certain people to get them over that hump. Like John always explains to me that they were made for short-term use, which they were, to get people over the hump. And then you have to get off of them and do something else, do therapy, do exercise, do vitamins, do something. You can't just depend on the medications. But in my opinion, it became a business. The pharmaceutical companies saw how much money they could be made. And everybody and their mother now is taking antidepressants for like a long period of times. And in my opinion, they don't work. They just work temporarily. And I heard of ketamine years ago, and I always wanted to do it. And I thought that I'd have to get off all my medications to do it. And that scared me because I was never off all my medications, only twice when I was pregnant. Both pregnancies were not pleasant because I went into a depression from getting off the medications. So I was petrified to get off medications. And I met this girl, Sonia, at a conference, and she owns the South Florida ketamine clinic. And I was talking to her about it, and she said, you don't have to be off all your medications, just certain ones might interfere with the ketamine treatment. That day you don't take that medication. So I went home, I said to John, I want to do this. And
Well, could I interrupt for a second?
of course.
And when she said that, I wasn't on board with ketamine, to be honest with you, because, you know, the addiction and all this other kind of stuff. But when I met these young ladies and I went to this center and I was seeing how they treated people, you see that ketamine has become the new hot topic now. The centers opening up everywhere. But let me tell you something. It's the same thing as treatment centers. It's all about money, a lot of them. These girls weren't about that. They have coaching. They treat the gut. They treat the whole body. They don't just do ketamine with them. And the important thing is they help people with intention. They teach people how to journal. They contact them. It's an unbelievable center. So what did I do? I became partners with them. And the way I became partners with them is I watched what happened with Michele. And Michele, take it from there.
Okay, so my first ketamine treatment, I was very nervous and very skeptical, like anybody would be, because I didn't know what to expect. But I just had so much hope that this was going to work for me. I just read about it on the internet. I didn't read one person say that ketamine didn't work for them. Anybody that wrote a review had something positive to say about it. And I just had so much faith. So I did the first ketamine treatment, and that day I felt good. And she told me to journal, and I journaled my experience. I woke up the next day and I was depressed. And I was like, oh my God. But they said that's normal. And I said, I'm going to keep pushing. And I kept going. I had to do 6 treatments. And the second treatment was great. And after that, the depression lifted. I felt like a new person. And then there was the thing of getting off medications. And John was like really pushing me to get off the medications. And I said I would. And I started working with a psychiatrist, and she started weaning me off.
That's our psychiatrist at the ketamine clinic.
Yes, yes.
And your psychiatrist okayed it.
And my psychiatrist okayed it. And yeah, so I started weaning off the medications, and I'm just about off of them now. It's been about 8 weeks. And I feel psychologically, I feel great. But I'm so I'm so grateful for this, and I want to just pass the word on to other people suffering that this ketamine is just amazing. It changes lives. It's changing my lives. I'm not the same person. And I was so dependent on those medications psychologically. Like when I first went off of it, I was afraid to go to bed at night because I had this phobia. I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'm not taking my medication anymore. But I fought through it, and I just went to sleep, and I had some anxiety, and I just breathed and listened to tapes they told me to listen to and journaled, and I I'm a great student. You tell me something's going to work and you tell me how it's going to help me and I'm going to do it. And they told me to journal, they told me to meditate, they told me to listen to music. They told me whatever they told me I did, and I feel terrific now.
Well, here's the deal, and I can attest to that. And I have to be honest with you, I'm adjusting to the new woman I'm with now because the medications blunted everything. And now Michelle is more who Michelle truly is. Okay. And she's a wonderful human being. But it's she's having a little difficult. I'm having a little difficulty time, you know, uh, getting used to the new Michelle, who was more kind of not aggressive, but more, how would you say it?
Assertive, but
More assertive than usual. Okay. And being an alpha male, I didn't like it. But you know what? We're balancing it out. I'm so happy for her. And people say, well, it could be a temporary thing. Okay. No, you get booster shots. Okay. Maybe once a month, maybe every 3 months, maybe 6 months. Everybody's different. But the whole bottom line is why I joined and why I became partners with these young ladies. First of all, the staff is incredible. They really care. It's not an in and out thing, and it's not only about the ketamine, it's about a whole life change.
mhm.
So we teach everybody about everything. And all the things I've been doing for the last 35, 38 years, I implemented into the center. And this stuff works. You have to also treat the gut. You have to treat the brain. So we do, I do PTSD work with, guys that are coming back from Iraq, Afghanistan, police officers that have been in shootings. So I also do with our clients. And we're also going to do group therapy with them. And we have coaching that we have for them. A lot of the other clinics, I went on their websites. Most of the time, it's just like, wham, bam, thank you, Salmon. Ketamine's going to work for you. No, it doesn't work that way. There's no magic bullet anywhere. You have to do the work.
Can I just intervene about coaching?
Absolutely.
Okay. For me, coaching is so important. Now, at South Florida Ketamine Clinic, they have a coach that you could choose to work with or not to work with. I suggest you do work with her because what she did with me is every infusion you have to journal about. And what I did with the coach is read every infusion and what I journaled. And she helped me process it and see things that I couldn't even see, like why I was thinking that way and what triggered it. And she helped me so much. She was so knowledgeable. She's trained in coaching people in psychedelics. She's just not a regular coach, and she experienced it herself, so she knows what you went through and she knows what you're talking about. And without that, I don't think just the ketamine alone is not going to work. So it's all these other things, the coaching, the journaling, like I said before, it's the nutrients, it's the nutrition, it's exercise, it's everything. It's a whole, like John always uses, it's a holistic approach, and that's what it is.
Well, and that's what we do there. We do nutrient IVs. We do NAD, which helps with your mitochondria, which is the engine of your whole body. Uh, we're going to start doing exosomes, which is like stem cells. We're doing a holistic approach, which I've done for all these years at G&G Holistic Addiction Treatment Center that I had. And let me tell you something. We saved a lot of lives. And now I'm back in saving more lives. And I'm so excited about this. And then also, I have another clinic right next door, right across the hall, okay, that does a thing called, um, it helps with
The Atlas.
the Atlas. Now, Michelle and I both had back pain. All right. I have stenosis, and from being karate all these years and judo, I have my neck as it's compressed disc. I had pain. I did ablation. I did injections in my back. Everything. The ketamine, the Epic clinics, okay, are unbelievable. So if you go to epicclinics.com, all right, you can learn about all of this stuff. And it's unbelievable. See, what's good about it is and it's only one session, maybe two. Okay, that's it. And they do spinal engineering. When I heard about it, was a chiropractor. Says chiropractor, well, some of them are good, some of them are not so good. You got to go a whole bunch of times. Not with this. This is amazing, you know, and it'll explain it on the website about what the atlas does. The atlas is the top bone, okay, on your vertebrae that holds up your head. When it's out of alignment, it makes your whole skeleton out of alignment, and then that's how you get pinched nerves. But also your inner carotid artery goes through the atlas along with your it goes also through that and through the optic nerve. So the blood supply that goes to your brain, okay, can be impeded like mine was. And the other side of the atlas, you have the outer carotid artery that takes the toxins out of your brain, all right, and the nerves that run through from your brain stem all the ways down your spinal cord, okay, and into your major organs. When they align this, and they do it with computers, and they do it with this machine that this guy Dr. Stan Pierce invented or reinvented. It's amazing. I had one leg shorter than the other. I get off the table, I'm balanced. I also have no pain. I said, what is this? And I was sold in it. So that's another clinic that I'm part owner of also. I only like being with the winners, and these people are winners. And I've sent 15 people there, and 15 people came back saying, what is this stuff? So if you're in pain and on opiates and you want to get off the opiates, go see Epic Clinics. We'll be opening up the clinic in Pompano. That's where the ketamine clinic is also. And that one will be open in 2 months. Let me tell you something, guys. This is the latest and the greatest. And anybody that knows me, I wouldn't be involved unless it was. Because I don't just talk about things, I do them. Right, Michelle?
That's right. Yes, the Epic Clinics is amazing. I suffer from back pain every night. I was debilitated. I couldn't do anything. I had to sit in a chair because my back hurt so much. And I went through this procedure, and the pain is gone. It's gone. It's like crazy, and it's helped so many people. I'm so excited about my life right now. Like, I'm doing things to help myself that are working finally. The best thing about my transformation today is about being off the meds and doing the ketamine is that I'm able to feel. I could cry today. I haven't cried. Every time I talk about it, I get choked up. I haven't cried about it cried in years. I cry happy tears. I have grandchildren that give me so much joy, and I'm like, it's like I'm seeing them differently for the first time and seeing them through new eyes, through new lenses. And I I I it's just I don't feel numb. I walked around like a zombie, and I hardly spoke because I just was numb all the time. I feel like alive. I really feel like I was reborn. So any of you suffering with depression and anxiety, there's help out there. You don't have to be medicated and be numbed, and you could actually feel. And if you go online and you go to our ketamine clinic, southflorida.com, and read about it and read testimonials and listen to people like me, you'll be amazed. And, I hear, oh, I have friends. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. Yeah, but you have the money for everything. You find money to go on vacations.
Well, we do financing. We do financing. We take credit cards. We
That's
do all
true.
kinds of stuff there. I want to make sure we get help for people as much as we can. And the bottom line is this. Not all of these ketamine clinics are the same. Okay? Just do your due diligence. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? You don't have to come to us. You go anywhere you want, but do your due diligence because they're not all the same. They may sound the same. They'll tell you to take, you can do these troches and you can do these nasal sprays. No. Listen to me. Check everything else out. You need a whole treatment. You need to get to the core of what's driving your depression and your anxiety. That's what you need to do. And unfortunately, insurance does not cover it. Now, insurance may cover these troches and this other stuff, but all I can tell you is this: it's not the same. Okay, and the bottom line is that We're not that expensive compared to what they do, and we will help you. Look at the money you spend on the co-pays for your insurance and all this other stuff. So start thinking about that too. Uh, you know, uh, Let me tell you something. I don't know about you, but I would have paid anything to get off my addictions. I would have paid anything to get off my depression or my anxiety. I would have paid anything in the world. So, but people are afraid of change, and I understand that. Okay. Oh, what happens if it don't work and I spend that money? Well, guess what? How's it working for you now? That's how I look at it. And the bottom line is this. Listen, how well do you want to be? I'm 76 now. Um, I don't take any medications. Everything I'm talking to you about, I do. I've done ketamine. Okay. I do hyperbarics. I do vitamins. I do everything I possibly can because getting older is fine, but without a quality of life is worthless. And I work out. I do 40 laps in the pool. I pick up weights. I do all kinds of different exercises. I do squats. I do, everything to stay in shape, to stay healthy. Because if you don't have your health, money doesn't mean anything. And our food supply and your diet has to change. We help people with that. We teach people how to eat properly. Stay away from processed food and sugars. We're killing ourselves. We're poisoning ourselves. And look at all the disease. Look at all the people overweight. There's a reason for that. It's because we're just killing ourselves. Oh, but I like my French fries. Well, yeah, keep eating them. And as you're in the hospital, you can eat a few for me too if you want. No good. No good. Okay, you want to enjoy your life? Straighten your life out. How well do you want to be? I always ask people that. Well, I like this, but I like my Coca-Cola. Well, yeah, tell you what. Check out what Coca-Cola really does. Right? It destroys your whole system. The sugar, unbelievable. I just had cancer. What, about 3 months ago?
Yeah.
All right? It's gone. Okay? Just did a PET scan. Gone. All right? Did all my nutrients, did everything. And I also had them take the cancer out of my throat. All right? They wanted to give me chemo and radiation. I said, absolutely not. I read the research. I'm a researcher. I'm in 79 medical and scientific peer-reviewed journals. I work with a whole team of researchers and clinicians. So I look at research. I don't just talk, And the bottom line was, it's a 5-year study. Maybe 30 to 40% of people may get well, and then they have a reoccurrent. If you do not change your diet, if you don't take the proper nutrients, and you don't build up your immune system, guess what? It's going to come back. And maybe it may come back for me too. I don't know, but I don't believe so. And your attitude has to be straight. If you want to go into the poor me's, well, that's what you're going to get, poor me's. So what you need to realize is, and also, but I forgot about the ketamine cleaner, what we do is a lot of people that got COVID lost their taste. Okay? We have a thing they call a ganglia. I don't even know how to say it, I'll be honest with you. All right? And what they do is they give ketamine in your I'm not even sure. Call the ketamine clinic and find out. Be honest with you. And what it does is it resets part of your brain to where you have your taste buds back. I mean, they're doing some incredible stuff. Look, this is the 21st century, guys. If you want to stay in the past and hang out, psychedelics, this is this and this is that, good luck. All right? Technology, science, everything is moving along, and nothing's perfect. I'm not saying this is a magic bullet, but at least you're on the road to recovery by learning how to eat properly, how to take care of your gut, which is your second brain, and how to get ketamine to help regrow those neurons that Michelle was talking about. They have PET scans on this. They have MRIs on this. This is not stuff that we're making up. Okay, so once you understand that, I was kind of against psychedelics. Oh, I used to get high with Special K. Listen, guys, stop with the baloney. When it's done right under medical supervision, and these women that I partners with, their anesthesiologist. We have a psychiatrist that also takes care of you as you titrate off your meds. Michelle has one med left, and she was on 4, right?
I was on 4.
4 meds. She has one
The
left,
highest dose of each one.
and now this med is like the lowest, one of the lowest doses, and she's getting off in a week. So, guys, all I can tell you is this. Give us a call. Investigate. Don't believe a word I say. Please don't believe me. Go check it out for yourself. And please share this video with people. So many people are suffering out there that don't have to. Well, I think we're just about wrapping up. What do you think, Michelle? Think you want to say anything else in the closing?
I just want everybody to get educated, to go do your research, check out ketamine. It saved my life. It's saving my life, and it's only going to get better from here on in. And as a matter of fact, I went last night for a booster, because not that I'm feeling depressed, because it was recommended for me to go, since I'm weaning off the meds, to go like every 3 weeks. So last night I did a booster, and it's the most beautiful experience I ever experienced. So much love. It's hard to explain unless you do it, but really do your due diligence and do your research, and look on our website. You won't be sorry.
Yeah, I don't want you just to take our word. Please do your own research. Check it out. Okay, at least give yourself an opportunity to look. Don't do a contempt prior to investigation. Well, I think that we're just about over with. And if you want to know more about me, you can go to John, the initial J, Giordano.com, and you can see some of the research and all the years of recovery and all the things that I've been doing. And anybody that knows me knows that I wouldn't get involved with something unless it was real. And, you can lose money and make money, but if you lose your reputation, you're toast. And my reputation's intact. So all I got to tell you is this, guys. Please just check it out for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Well, and my man Scott is over here on the side, and he's letting me know what to do and what not to do. Well, everyone, you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to share this, okay? Don't forget, please, and subscribe. Thank you.
Yes, have a happy day.
Have a happy day.